Good morning and welcome to Our Town at Comma Coffee. This morning we're going to be talking with Chris Bayer, who's with CASA, and we'll be talking about some of the events that they have coming up. But right now we're going to take a short break from a word from our sponsor.
What's the role of a healthcare system? Is it to make you better when you're sick? To mend you when you're injured? Are you ready to live healthier? Start today at herestoyourhealth.net, a free service of Carson Tahoe Regional Healthcare.
And welcome back, and we're here with Chris Bayer, and you're with CASA, which is...
That's right, court-appointed special advocates.
Right, and this group does very good work working with children going through the court system, you know.
Absolutely. A CASA advocate is a trained community volunteer who speaks up for children as a guardian ad litem under Nevada law in the juvenile court system in Carson City. Appointed to a case of children who've been taken from the home and are in the child welfare system. The hope is that the parents change and the children go home, but regardless of what the permanent placement ultimately is, they need a trained community volunteer to advocate for their best interest in the process.
Right, well, it sounds...
Sorry.
And we're back talking with Chris Bayer from CASA, which is...
Court-appointed special advocates, the guardian ad litem program here in Carson City, where we train and recruit people from the community who volunteer to serve as guardian ad litem for children removed from the home due to abuse or neglect, who are in the child welfare system, dependency cases as we call them, and who need an advocate as they go through that process. We're not sure whether the children will go home or not in the end, what the permanent home will be. We always hope it's back with the parents, that parents change what they're doing and the children get to be reunified with them, but along the way they need a trained community person to advocate for that child's best interest.
I mean, it's such important work to be able to work with children, and I mean, in such a stressful, you know, dangerous part of their lives, you know, of being able to go through that. I mean, it's always traumatic when you think about, you know, dealing with your parents who are...
You're right, Kirk, and people come into this, and one of the first questions they answer is, you know, can I handle being around children who've been abused and neglected? This is going to be terrible, and I'm going to be crying at night. And my answer is always, initially, right after the event has happened is when they're in foster care. They're safe now, but the CASAs get appointed. And yeah, you know, there's a lot of discussion about what happened. But what really impacts CASA volunteers in the long run is not just the abuse and neglect of the child, but the long time it takes in the system for these children and parents to go through the process.
So now you've got some
we have events coming up.
You have lots of events
Absolutely.
coming up. So
we have a Light of Hope vigil, candlelight vigil. This is National Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention and Awareness Month, April. The event is this Saturday, April 3rd, at the Carson Mall at the Kids Talking Wall from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. We'll have speakers from Division of Child and Family Services, obviously CASA, and children, and we will be remembering all the children across the state removed from their home each year. There's about 5,000 children right now in state custody in the state of Nevada.
Wow. I mean, yeah, people don't understand how big this problem can get, you know, how much that these kids need somebody to advocate for them.
They absolutely do, and there's a lot of work that goes into these cases, and every single child. There's not just CASA volunteers, but social workers, attorneys, judges, therapists, and the people that help, the service organizations that help the parents get back on their feet and do what they need to be doing.
So the purpose of this event at the Carson Mall is to raise awareness?
This is our yearly vigil, our candlelight vigil, and Carol Thompson's organizing it, and she organizes all the events at the Kids Talking Wall at the Carson Mall from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock Saturday, April 3rd. Lots of stuff going on. Doug Stewart will be out there with the Homes for Hearts team talking about the need for foster homes in Carson City. And we'll have, there'll be child performers out there, and lots of stuff going on. It's actually great fun. The kindergarten reading fair, and just everyone should just bring their kids out and have a good time.
All right. Well, let's get back to that in just a second. Right now, we need to take a short break from a word from our sponsor.
I'm here. I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here.
here.
I'm here.
I'm here.
As a matter of fact, at Carson Tahoe, we have over 1,100 healthcare professionals, and they're all here for one reason.
Your health.
Carson Tahoe Regional Healthcare. Here's to your health.
And we're back with Chris Bear from CASA. So tell me, you have another event.
We have so much going on. We have our benefit and wine tasting, hors d'oeuvres and live auction DJ, 5 o'clock Saturday, April 10th at the State Library and Archive Museum, $25 per person. It's a fundraiser for CASA of Carson City and Nevada State CASA organization. It's being organized by Amy Clemens at Waddell and Reed, and anyone interested can call Amy at 721-7400. Get a ticket and come on out April 10th, Saturday, 5 o'clock for the wine tasting to support what we do. This is not just us, but also Nevada CASA, the organization that helps all of the CASA organizations across the state.
All right, so and you got wine, obviously, wine tasting, you got heavy hors d'oeuvres,
and live
hors d'oeuvres,
live auction, and a DJ. It'll be a lot of fun.
All right, so
great time to.
Because you guys need some support in order to keep the activity
we
going.
And some of the other CASA organizations in the state are nonprofit organizations, and we rely on the support of the community. Carson City is supportive. We piece together our funding, the courts, Carson City donations, and that keeps us going. Right now we have about 26 CASA advocates advocating for over 45 children from Carson City. These are Carson City children who are in the child welfare or dependency court case.
Okay, so it's about 2-to-1 ratio.
Right. So if you have a couple children in the family, that CASA advocates advocating for all the children in that family.
Okay. So, but it sounds like a great event. It's what date is it?
April 10th.
April 10th.
April 10th, 5 o'clock at the State Archives. But give Amy Clemens a call and come on out and support that. Also, we are recruiting volunteers. We have a Speak Up for the Child recruitment campaign going right now, and on April 6th, April 21st, and May 5th at 5:30 at the Juvenile Court, we're going to do an information hour. Bring your camera, Kurt. You could come over and film the whole thing.
Sure.
We're going to do an information hour and answer anyone's questions about becoming a CASA volunteer. A lot of people hearing this the first time are going to go, oh, I don't know. Well, come on down, talk to us. We don't force anybody to do this. We want people who are ready in their heads and their hearts to help kids out. So, we'll talk to you about it for our information hour and explain in detail what CASA advocates do. That's April 6th, 21st, and May 5th. Each one of those dates, 5:30 at the Juvenile Court, corner of Salomon and 5th Street.
I mean, it sounds difficult to be an advocate, in those kind of cases, but it also seems that people who want to make a difference in somebody's life, this is something you can do that really directly makes a difference.
CASA advocates are great folks. I mean, they're great. They're great people, and they're talk about stick-to-itiveness. They stick with it. They hang in there for these kids. They really do.
All right. Then there was another event you talked about that you had coming down the way? Or?
Well, let's see. What else do we have? I think we've covered them all.
Okay.
We've got our Speak Up for the Child. We've got the vigil this weekend. We've got, oh yes, May 29th.
May 29th.
Walk Run.
The Walk Run.
It's coming up this year. We're thinking it's going to be free. It'll be up there on the west side of Carson City.
Okay.
You can go to our website, www.casaofcc.org, and we'll have information there about participating in the Walk Run. And it's going to be free this year. We'll take a donation, but we like getting the community together, and just like with the vigil this Saturday, remembering these kids, because we don't want to forget them.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming on, and
Kurt.
thank you for tuning in. See carsonnow.org for all of our episodes of Our Town. We'll see you next time.
And dig